It's called a promo,
Shut
kid.
your
And
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it. So go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. Glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's death.
Man, okay, I'm gonna put this out here. Okay. I'm finally saying it on the record.
Yeah.
I think we have the best intro in all of wrestling podcasts.
Oh, you putting that out there?
Yeah, I think we have the best intro of all time. I never want to change it. There's times where I'm like, do I change it to something else? A new season, new look, new sound? I never can. The intro's solid.
That's fair.
Also, I'm a little disappointed in myself. At the same time, I can't be. Busy ass week, as everybody can tell. This is literally the day where we're putting out 2 fucking episodes. So how can it not be a busy week? But the Hall of Fame was supposed to get covered today. I'm going to have to push it to tomorrow. I didn't get to watch the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so we're not going to mention the one thing I do know about it then?
What's that? I'm scared.
The Keith Lee thing.
Well, yeah, you can mention it now, but I got to see it for myself. I got to have visual.
It's just Keith Lee. They're interviewing CM Punk backstage.
Yeah.
Keith Lee walks into frame, looks at the camera, says something, and and then he just backs out like he's not supposed to be there. Obviously,
gosh.
he's married to Mia Yim, so it's probably why he was there.
He's yimming it.
But
dude,
that's funny as fuck.
He can show up. I mean, all the people that showed up to Wale Mania is proof enough. But at the same time,
or WWE World,
yeah,
Julia and Rossi pulled him up.
Yeah, I mean, again with Wale Mania, which is part of WWE World, Willow and Sky were there at one point. Yeah.
Let me find out. Let's go.
I mean, everybody loves pro wrestling during this week. It's a 5-day weekend of just absolute non-stop pro wrestling. I'd argue that it's 6 days, but I mean, one could argue that it just hasn't stopped all year because wrestling is 7 days a week now, and that's cool in of itself. Man, this is one of those episodes I'm drinking coffee as well. I said I would stop doing that, but literally I'm on 4 hours of sleep. I did the Supercard special last night. Awesome fucking episode. Dropped at 4 in the morning this morning. 4:20 a.m. to be exact. I'm still on a Supercard high. I can't get off that fucking pay-per-view last night. So much so, the DVD that I put in today is a ROH DVD. Because even though it's WrestleMania Saturday,
He's in an ROH mood, and I get it.
I can't come down. Congrats,
like
Mark
I said before we started the show, literally minutes before, WWE has a standard that they need to meet now that it's the Triple H era, and it won't be anywhere near Supercard of Honor.
Yeah.
But they have to now push the bar a little bit past the Vince era.
I'll probably get a little bit of flack for saying this too, but I mean, Cody versus Roman is going to be a really great wrestling match that people are going to talk about, and I feel like, again, saying that Roman Reigns is going to have a good wrestling match makes people what? Makes them irked, but to be fair, he's had some really great wrestling matches.
He has.
I'm just saying.
You can think of it 2 ways. One, he doesn't wrestle a lot, so he doesn't get that time in anymore. But at the same time, he doesn't wrestle a lot, so he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear.
Right. And another thing we find out this week is that if Roman loses, he's gone. And I believe everything is lining up that way. I've talked about it off and on as far as the WXW promotion getting sold this month and all that. And it just looks like Roman is going to take that time off extendedly. And it made sense. And so that's why also it makes sense that tomorrow we're going to see Cody Rhodes the champion. And that's a crazy thought to really digest. Again, you had to know that ending a 1,300 plus day reign was going to have some sort of digestion to it.
Yeah.
It's unsettling.
Yeah, it's going to be... I think the fact that they are pushing this as a new era is kind of the tone setter.
Yeah, it's a new era. It's an undisputed era.
Can we go back to being Undisputed Era?
I wish.
For the love of God.
The match on this DVD that we're watching, the opening match on our DVD screen, Caprice Coleman versus Adam Cole. I'm calling it the Adam Coleman match.
Let's go. I call it Cole Squared.
Okay.
Cole Squared Man.
Question for you. Did you watch the Bray Wyatt film?
God, so here's what I watched. Here's everything I watched this week.
Okay.
Just to put it out there. Raw, of course.
Interesting.
Before I watched NXT, I watched the Roman Legends. Biography of Legends.
Was it good? I wanted to watch that. I haven't gotten to.
It's weird. I feel like it was structured differently from the other ones because, it starts with Paul Heyman, talking, and then you have all these legends, like, bigging up Roman. It feels like it was made by Roman for Roman. Like, in character. That's what it feels like. But there's quite a bit of insight. I mean, it just goes over the fact that, God, they hated him so much. We hated him. Well, I wasn't watching during the time, so they hated him.
Yeah.
And then just kind of, becoming the tribal chief.
And there's so much to that journey.
Yeah, and the most the important part to me, at least, the one that stuck out was when he talked about Rosie. Oh my God!
People forget that's his brother.
Yeah. I had tears, I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to build up some tears.
Man, that's why I bring up the Bray Wyatt film. I mean, it hit me as hard as anything can hit me.
I have had so many people tell me about it, and I've been meaning to watch it, but I had a busy week outside of wrestling. So.
Yeah. I couldn't blame you. My literal whole week has been nothing but wrestling. And I love it. I'm not even burnt out yet, and, like, knock on wood.
Please, because
I'm not even burnt out yet. Again, for someone who's on 4 hours of sleep doing back-to-back episodes, I'm not even, like, complaining. I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. I was really excited to come back this morning and do an episode with you. It's awesome doing episodes with other people. It's really fun. You get a little bit more extensive of an idea, get other people's opinions, but you're my day one dude.
And but variety is the spice of life.
Yeah.
It's nice to have, like you said, different inputs and different personalities and these kind of things, but nothing's like the OGs, right?
Yeah, this feels comfortable as fuck to me. Alright, look at this speed bracket. Look at this speed bracket. Ricochet beats Dragon Lee. Big Bronson Reed beats Cedric Alexander. I didn't watch any of these matches. I literally just
I'm not gonna lie.
got this bracket.
I've seen clips of them. How you see clips of a 3-minute match and still not watch the whole match, I don't know, but I didn't. But it's like I was saying, it's gonna be Ricochet's. It's gonna be his consolation prize, or another way I put it, it's the title that's perfect for him since he's still not there on the mic. He doesn't have to do promo work for this.
Nope.
Just wrestle some 3-minute matches. Please extend it to 5.
It's so funny that the 3-minute matches, we don't even care to watch them. It's like, that's 3 minutes I can't take out of my time. And that's what's hilarious to me.
Maybe in a week that's not WrestleMania week.
Yeah.
Because every minute
time.
this week for me felt like I was doing something. And like I said, I have other obligations outside of wrestling, so.
I guess, and WWE does all of this, like, over-the-top promotion stuff during WrestleMania week because they want to outreach the fan base. They want to, of course, appeal to the audience that isn't watching wrestling all year. And so that's why us that are watching wrestling all year are like, dude, you can't just shove all of this down our throats. I feel like that said, Speed really is more for people that aren't watching wrestling at all and are like, okay, let me just get a little glimpse real quick.
I saw someone say that, oh god, they're trying to be like AEW and do matches with no sells and finishing moves one after another, and I get the criticism, but not everything is copying everything.
It's like, have you not seen Brock Lesnar matches? That sounds like a Brock Lesnar match you've described to me.
That's also fair.
All right, we start WrestleMania Raw with a commercial-free hour, completely commercial-free. That's how we want to start this show too, completely commercial-free. This isn't a sponsored episode. This is just me.
What?
Oos.
I'm very disappointed. I'm just kidding.
It's okay. This one didn't need to be sponsored. open up with the great one coming out to, let's talk about it here, a record-breaking crowd at the Barclays Center, which is crazy because they've filled that arena up so many times and found a way to pack it harder. Biggest gate attendance of any Raw episode.
That's crazy, and they're still, you know, on SmackDown you'll see they have still a big crowd. Like, it does another sign of like a new era almost.
Can you recognize this man on the screen?
I already saw his name. He does not look like. He looks weird, man.
God's gift, QT Marshall, everybody.
QT Marshall.
Marshelly. The Rock confirms he said what I think he said. I knew what he had said when he said, "I'm gonna make you bleed, bitch."
We all kind of knew that.
Said, "I'm gonna beat your whole family. I'm in front of your mom and dog." Okay. He then proceeded to show videos of small children crying after watching him beat the fuck out of Cody Rhodes the week prior.
Why do you have to do this?
Uncle Rock, as he calls himself, tells the children that a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, and that there's moments when people are talking shit that shouldn't be talking shit, and we should beat that punk ass down. I'm quoting indirectly and directly in this here.
I imagine him now getting his own, like, 30-minute kid show, and like, alright kids, Uncle Rock says, go beat that candy ass.
Do you feel the mana? Do you feel the mana here? Hey, on the TV screen, ROH legend Roderick Strong. Always gotta acknowledge ROH legend Roderick Strong. A quick shameless plug too. You guys should definitely go check out not only the Supercard special, but the pre-Supercard session we had. That was a great ass episode. Shout out to Mad Mike 54. That guy, he came in with his ROH hat. Fucking
damn, dripped up. Let's go.
He's definitely gonna be on the show again after that one. Roman Reigns feels the mana though. I don't know if everyone else is after Uncle Rock laid that one down, but Roman Reigns feels the mana, appearing on the opening of Raw. That always feels like a big deal when Roman shows up on Raw. I was trying to make something funny of that, like Ramen Reigns.
He still feels like an afterthought, but yeah.
It's Ramen Reigns. Speaks his mind, which isn't any different than it's been the entire 3.5 years he's been champion. His mindset's pretty much been the same. Seth Rollins interjects to pick a fight and challenge The Rock and or Roman to a match in the main event of Raw, and that would have been fucking dope.
But we all knew that wasn't to be.
Solo accepts fucking buzzkill. That was an absolute buzzkill to get the people, the biggest gate of all time in Raw history,
I know,
that riled up to face Solo Sikoa again. I can't. I'm done.
I mean,
cut the mic. This episode's over. That's it. I'm calling it.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I didn't smell what The Rock was cooking Monday night.
You know, it's fair. I think at least they're giving Solo something, I guess. I mean, he still hasn't won a match since.
Yeah. It just, because again,
John
Solo
Cena.
Sikoa has had to face all these people all these times, so many times, getting that experience and also showing everybody, like, okay, Solo Sikoa is the future of the bloodline. But within that, too, you have a counter perspective argument that I would bring, like, well, The Rock hasn't been seen doing shit wrestling wise. This would be a really great opportunity to quickly, because we know the match is going to end in some sort of interference anyway. That's just how all this shit's going to go down. So it would be nice to see The Rock get 5 to 10 minutes of ring time and get a little baby taste before you see him wrestle at WrestleMania.
It definitely would be, but at the same time, my counter argument, your counter argument, what if he thinks he's going to get hurt?
Dude, I wish Danielson and Ospreay would take the same approach. I wish Danielson and Ospreay would take that same approach. This isn't an AEW episode, but just get to the pay-per-view safely, guys. Damn.
This seems like a Bryan issue, and I guess an Ospreay issue as well. He came in hard. Like, every time they have a big match, I'm like, no, we're going to do 5 death matches, 3 instant classics before this match.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
We see a clip of Becky Lynch interrupting Rhea's interview on the MMA Hour.
A Rhea view?
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. That was pretty solid. That's the only interview off the MMA Hour we're going to talk about. That's the only interview from that show that day we're talking
That's the
about.
only one we have time to talk about.
I said all I had to say on Twitter, and I think
Yeah.
I said it pretty fucking eloquently. That was another banger of a tweet I sent. That one got some traction to
So
it.
sorry, guys. I haven't been tweeting this week. It's been, again, just a busy week.
I've been tweeting without repercussions, and I don't mean that as in like a problematic way. Like, I've been tweeting shit that I'm not supposed to, or just saying whatever I want. I've finally have gotten to the point that you have to get to. You just have to build to get to this point. But I finally got to that point you have to, where like nobody can really tell me shit, and I don't have an ego about it. I just mean like I don't let people's words affect me, because people are trying to affect me with their words online. They like live and breathe just to do that shit. And
It's so tiring.
I'm at that point where it's like I'm pretty neutral and unbiased with my opinions and what I'm bringing.
I try to be, yeah.
I put my bias aside a lot of the time, even when I don't want to, just because that's being a good journalist, and I don't even call myself a journalist. But yeah, that's a rant you don't have to go down. I just feel like if you get mad at somebody whose opinion is neutral or unbiased, you're just looking to get mad at anything.
Hell yeah, that's a quote for future right there.
40 minutes into the show, back to WrestleMania Raw here, we get some wrestling action.
Wow, 40 minutes.
Yeah, and again, it made sense. You knew
yeah.
the opening segment was going to be long, but why else would you take an hour commercial free if you're not going to take 40 minutes of Bloodline time?
That's
All 4 male members of the Judgment Day versus DIY and New Day. That's cool whenever we can get the full Judgment Day together before they break
It
up.
is. It's also cool that Johnny almost dies.
Dude, I'm just glad he's okay.
I am too. Like,
I forgot I was texting you during Raw, and you said that, and I was like, what? I missed that.
literally went straight into the table, and I was
Poor
like, God, no. At that point, I was like, they're going to take him and Champ out of the match. The Hardys are going to come replace them. Like, I was all like, yeah.
Shooting ahead a little bit, but that's how I felt whenever I saw New Catch Republic getting jumped. I was like, oh, that's how we're getting the Hardys in. I hope not.
I am sorry for that. He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness, table shaking. Judgment Day get the win in that match, though. Again, they're gonna break up soon. So
Yeah. But what happens? Like, what I'm concerned about is where JD goes. Like, we know Damien can probably try a solo run, but
he's gonna be world champion by the end of tomorrow. I mean, you said it, and it's the truth. Damian Priest is gonna be world champ. Drew McIntyre's gonna win, finally get his moment. Damian Priest is gonna cash in.
oh, isn't that? Oh yeah, tomorrow is Sunday.
Yep, tomorrow's Sunday. Today's Saturday.
I completely forgot we're recording on Saturday.
Yep, we're recording
Oh
on
my
a Saturday
God.
morning. Stand and Deliver is in like an hour from now, and I know you're excited. Actually, I think the pre-show is an hour from now, but
I at least want to. I know you're not big on Spears, but Gacy versus Spears is on the pre-shows.
that's what I was like, dude. I love all kinds of spears. Bobby Lashley spear, a fucking Braun Breaker's spear, Roman Reigns spear, Edge's spear. There's a lot of really good spears. You said that, and I was like, dude, I love that move.
No, Sean Spears.
I think Bobby Lashley's will always be my favorite, just for the
Did you
role.
see? This is off topic, but Copeland, one of his recent spears, it looked just like a Bobby Lashley spear.
Yeah, he did that roll through, and that's what I love about Bobby Lashley's. Yeah, I did see that.
I was like, wait, what? We got Bobby Lashley in AEW now? Let's go.
Oh, you wish. If anything else, his TNA run will tell you he succeeds outside. But again, that he succeeds in WWE too. He came back, won the WWE title, and that was a beautiful moment. We see Coach Gable go full fucking coach mode, and it gets emotional.
The way they describe it on the kickoff show, they had the kickoff show on Friday, was Rocky 4. It's parallel to Rocky 4, the whole Sami Zayn, Gunther, Chad Gable thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I felt while watching that.
Type of wrestling segments I love, man. Passionate training montages. Get the blood pumping in my veins.
Yeah.
Gets the juices flowing and going. Nothing like a good passionate training montage. Dom gets in trouble for bringing Legado del Fantasma into the Judgment Day clubhouse.
It feels like a teenager getting in trouble for bringing his friends over.
This segment flows through the show and involves tension not only between the two factions, but also Andrade is maybe involved, and like that even flows into the whole other show,
It does.
SmackDown, and
Which I
what a
sort
note
of
that'll be.
predicted it. I can't remember exactly what I said though. But
You like fantasy booked it in a sense, and again, you say such crazy things sometimes that I disregard a lot of it. But then there's times like the Julia Willow, all that, the sky blue thing, all that, dude. You picked it, and I was like, what? This was another time. I thought you were fucking out of your mind again. I was like, yeah, that's a cool fantasy. Anyway, we'll get more into that on SmackDown. Back to Sammy again. He has a bomb match with Bronson going, then Gunther interrupts the match by throwing a beaten Chad Gable out, and then beating Sammy up after that.
But Sammy still gets up. He gets up, and then gets put right back. But he got up after the first beatdown.
Exactly.
And it was kind of hype. I felt like I was watching an anime, I'm not gonna lie.
That's the thing, and I keep saying it because so many times this keeps happening, but the more you get beat up before the match, the more you're probably going to win it.
It's like Saiyan. It's being a Saiyan.
I don't know how you felt about this or if it affects your life, but I loved Lil Wayne on Raw. We should make him a weekly segment on Raw.
My brother knows a lot more about this than I do, and he said Jay's going to have Lil Wayne, and Jimmy's going to somehow get Meek. And it's gonna be a whole thing.
I would hate that. Don't interfere with the brother versus brother match. This is once every 15 years. Let it be sacred.
Yeah.
What a lung blower.
Hell yeah.
Sorry. I can't not watch
ROH
Legend.
Legend Roderick Strong.
You nailed it. Drew's a fucking menace, man. That funeral promo was out of pocket. Who's behind this segment? Who's behind that one? Did he call Seth Cringelord?
He did. He's been the kickoff show too. He just been going on about him being cringe. Like,
dude, is Drew the new Undertaker as well? He technically was playing an Undertaker in that out of pocket segment.
No, he's too out of pocket to be Undertaker.
He's like a goofier Undertaker.
He's a troll Undertaker.
He's not the Undertaker. He is an Undertaker.
He's the troll taker.
Yeah. He's the cringe taker. I hate to say it, but honorable mention to Ricochet versus Ivar, and Ivar for doing that fucking job. That was a hell of a match for no reason. Again, just a little honorable mention.
I feel like it definitely feels like Ricochet is getting another push, which the fact we're saying another push is so, I don't know how to feel about that.
You said the speed thing was like his consolation prize. Ricochet is the king of consolation prizes, I feel like.
He is.
They just feel bad that they try to push him and he doesn't get as over as they want him to, and they're like, we'll just put him at the head of this one. I saw someone
say that the reason they're pushing him now is because that's their answer to Will Ospreay.
Just off of one match, we based two men's careers, and the trajectory of those two men's careers have gone drastically different. But also, this wasn't even in the notes. I don't think you had it in the notes. What the fuck was Triple H even talking about when he was saying, like, I don't want the people that want to work lesser schedules?
You know what he was saying. He was taking direct shots.
I think he's butthurt a little bit.
He is, yeah.
You didn't get to sign Okada or Ospreay. And the thing with Mercedes Moné was, this is a whole take I didn't get to make. The thing with that was, she had a very constructive contract. Again, a locker room to herself. The highest paid women's athlete in professional wrestling history. For WWE to meet that contract would be pretty like out of pocket, I feel like. That they didn't give Naomi anything like that.
No.
And I feel like Naomi should get a contract like that. She deserves equal treatment, but yeah.
There's a lot of favoritism and bias here among other things, and I also feel like some people see different people and what they do, like just like if Keith Lee appearing at the Hall of Fame was on purpose.
Yeah.
If it was, and Tony Khan's just gonna let him go, to me that feels like Tony Khan saying, for his weight class, specifically his weight class and his ability, he can flourish more in WWE than he would here in AEW.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone like Swerve, which my brother brought this up, how they were kind of brought up together. They had the tag team and all that. Swerve is someone he felt could flourish in his company.
That was a fun time.
He pushed him instead of Keith Lee. And I'm not saying it had to be instead of, but just
Yeah.
that's possibly posed by my brother.
What would have worked for Ricochet that didn't work for Swerve, that didn't work for everybody, but worked for people like Ricochet and Akira Tozawa, should have just kept 205 Live.
I know.
They gave them the cruiserweights a whole platform in of
Or
themselves.
at least the cruiserweight title.
Yeah, like that you didn't have to take that away. I'll always argue that you could have went back to the original design, but that's just nostalgia playing its factor.
I like the purple strap, and I'm not gonna lie.
Man comes around to Brooklyn to pick a fight some
Hell
more,
yeah.
and Rhea gives her one. That was a fun segment.
It was just good old fashioned brawl.
Okay, Bloodline rules for the main event. If you didn't know, Rollins comes out determined and ready. Big fight field, despite the buzzkill of setting it up. It's a heavy hitter match with multiple table spots, and of course,
I was like, they're taking table spots this close to WrestleMania. What the hell?
Uso Bro interference.
Of course.
And the fucking Rock, who says fucking more than me, or tries to anyways. A surprise appearance by Cody, who almost gets to hit the rock bottom. I anticipated it. I wanted it. I kind of got a little upset that I didn't get it. That would have been a hard ass
He's gonna
spot.
hit it he's gonna hit it today. He's gonna hit it tonight. I was like 100%. I'm locking that in right now.
Yeah, and again, do we want to just already argue about the fact that I'm still hating Bailey and Io being the third from last match on the card tomorrow night and not main eventing tonight? Or is that a rant we're just gonna put in the back pocket? I'm
just gonna say that's bullshit. Like, come on.
I
And
won't
like
rant about it.
the fact that this isn't their fault. She couldn't get Paramore to perform her to the ring. That was scheduling conflict.
Yeah,
But she did get Haley Williams to do a song for their package.
and that was a badass video package.
But like, just it feels like everything for Bailey is just not going right.
Mm-mm.
Hopefully, at least the match is like pushes it all out of the water.
I think that will happen. I think that will happen 100%. And I won't complain after the fact because I'll just enjoy it for what it is. Like I said, I don't even remember when and where I said it at the moment. I'm just running on empty here, but I remember saying at some point you got to accept, like, I don't care where and when the match happened. I'm just glad it happened and I got to see it. It was during one of the Live in the Arena episodes.
That's fair.
I think it was for Chelsea Green and Candice LeRae.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. Roman joins the party, and following him, oddly enough, but not surprising, CM Punk chants. I was dead when that happened. It's like, in the most intense segments, we just gotta say CM Punk. Cousin hugs, weight belt whips, more Punk chants. The segment had everything except for Dean Ambrose, Goldust, and the Boogeyman in it.
Wait. Why the Boogeyman?
Dude.
Okay, I get it.
That's just a testament to how much shit was going on in the closing of Raw.
Before we go, no. There's one other thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Just really quickly. I got a tweet here.
Okay.
From YJack.
Okay.
It says, after I win the North American Championship this Saturday at
Won't
WWE NXT Stand and Deliver,
I haven't.
I think we should find out. And it shows a sign that says Dijak is greater than The Rock. And he says, Ava, can you book this match? And I just think it's funny asking his daughter to book a chicken stand.
Or send that to tweet to the show's Twitter. Not me, the show's Twitter. I've been on the Wrestling Middle Twitter all week, guys, because I've been promoting shows all week.
Oh, okay. I just had to put that out there.
You had to do that, and that's fine. Hold on, I got a coffee burp coming up. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Open up the WrestleMania SmackDown show with a very special edition of the Kevin Owens Show with a special guest, Randall Orton.
Randall Keith.
Interrupted by a teleprompter, Logan Paul, who is in the WrestleMania 40 arena across the street already.
You said teleprompter, and I just imagine Logan Paul reading off of a teleprompter and being like, hey, you dummies, where are you? I am here at the stadium.
I'm grateful. Again, I don't want to brag on him. I'm grateful that it's not that bad. But Kevin and Randall go to chase him down. Again, another installment of WWE, like, having segments that flow throughout the episode.
This feels like, again, another sign of a new era.
Yeah, that's what I'm alluding to as well. It just feels like, okay, this is something we're gonna do now, because that used to be a thing as well. You'd have these like small B team segments. I love saying B team segments. You know, like your mid card segments that would just flow throughout the show. Keeps things interesting, especially for programs that seem like they drag ass.
For sure.
Okay, we cut away from that to the annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh, Lord.
Not gonna lie, probably the most disappointing field I've ever seen in the match. As far as people in it.
I get it, but when I look at this field, there's a lot of people here that are definitely like the future. Not the immediate future, like normally that is, but like the Creed brothers, Bronson Reed. These people, like, Ivar's been getting a push lately.
Yeah.
These are people that have either been getting a push or are our future.
Yeah, with Bronson Reed, with the Creeds, I agree. There's just so many duds in the match. And then that also segues into the latter part of the note I made. Not so disappointing was the last two men standing being the big guys getting the bigger pushes. Ivar and the winner, of course, Bronson Reed, which I kind of, once I looked at the field, in fact, okay, let me be more honest here. Once I saw Omos was eliminated, that's when I decided, for sure, Bronson Reed is winning it.
See, I was thinking, and this was before.
If you thought Tozawa,
I was thinking before he was eliminated, which was pretty early on. Ricochet. I was like, this is going to be another consolation prize for Ricochet.
I would have had a whole other episode planned if Ricochet won. Again, not that I hate Ricochet, it just, with Bronson Reed, with Otis, with Ivar being in the match, like I said, those bigger guys getting bigger pushes right now, as you also said, yeah, I would have been upset if Ricochet just came in and won it.
And it definitely feels like the bigger guys not getting to do Meat Mania.
Yeah.
But getting to do Meat Mania, sort of.
I feel like there's like bad luck, a bad omen around Meat Mania.
I can understand that.
It seems like they never get to happen. The big meaty men are always not meated up enough.
We'll say, shout out to Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
When he bounced off of Otis onto the floor, from the angle they originally showed, looks like he straight up face planted into the ground. From the second angle after the match, though, he's fine. He just landed on his back really fast, really hard.
I hope he's okay. He's fine. He literally... You seen his finisher? He's fine. So, back to Logan Paul, unfortunately. He shows up to the Wells Fargo Center where SmackDown is held, making the first segment an ongoing goose chase. Of course, Randall and Kevin played it a bit smarter than all that and weren't far behind him.
I'm not going to lie, when we were watching it, I was like, okay, Randall and Kevin are going to be in the arena, and they're going to get ambushed by Waller and Theory, but they're going to beat the crap out of them. And the rumors were saying that Waller and Theory were going to get taken out of the tag match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I assumed they were going to be written out of the tag match at WrestleMania. They seemingly are not, so...
Beatdown mode ensued.
Hell yeah.
But not amongst Theory and Waller.
Also, during the Triple H era, it feels like babyfaces are smarter now. Like, suddenly they grew brains.
Well, they were never dumb. I don't even know. That's a whole other can of worms that I don't even know how to open. Dragon Lee gets jumped. I'm going to keep rolling here. Dragon Lee gets jumped. So does Rey Mysterio later after Zelina loses. Then, the big surprise here, Andrade, who seemingly had sided with Legado del Fantasma, turns and helps the LWO, and now he's competing at WrestleMania.
So I see...
Again, instead of Carlito.
I see two possibilities with different variables here. And I'm going to go as fast as I can on this. The first one is that Andrade actually sticks to his word and just didn't want to wrestle Rey Mysterio for the 20th time. You know, since he's been gone, he hasn't had to wrestle him. When he was there, he wrestled him like almost every week, it felt. Now, team with him. Cool. And then Carlito turns on Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe Carlito could be turning after all.
Or Carlito somehow doesn't turn, and Andrade, this is all a ruse. Like a very...
A roosh.
A very complicated, convoluted ruse, but a ruse
let's
nonetheless.
Jade, Bianca, and Naomi cowgirl up for WrestleMania. I feel like we could have had Freebird rules and made this match for the women's tag titles. That could have been like a thing in some form or fashion. I know it's reaching,
could have done that. It was a reach, but at the same time, like further not having those titles defended at WrestleMania just feels like a slap in the face.
New Catch Republic qualify for the ladder match and have no time to celebrate before the Judgment Day attack them. And I was thinking that this was them getting taken out of the match.
They didn't say anything about it. I guess we'll hear about it today. I hope not, because again, these are two guys who've been around for a while. But
that should win the match. I'm still rooting for DIY, but they should win the match.
They did say that all 4 titles have to be pulled down. I'm just saying, DIY grabs one set, New Catch Republic grabs the other set. That's not how wrestling works, because that's 2 face teams. But
it's a WrestleMania moment.
It would be amazing.
Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa main event SmackDown. Get out there, Solo. Main eventing literally every fucking event leading up to WrestleMania. And you had to know it was going to break down. Again,
of course.
Just as the main event of Raw was going to have to. Difference is, Cody and Seth came to even the odds and get a good pre-Mania pop. They did that. Yeah. They definitely did that. That concludes WrestleMania SmackDown. Again.
I guess I understand why you don't mention it, but Karrion Kross had a very angry promo. I almost got behind him, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like angry Karrion Kross. More of that, please.
Well, we actually will get into it, because now we're gonna... Oh, is he not wrestling on until night 2? Well,
nope.
That's because he's waiting until tomorrow, and that's why I don't even want to talk about him. You didn't even say his name right. His name is Karrion Adam Cole Cooked Me Cross, and it'll stay that for the rest of time. Let's look at this Saturday card. What are we getting into tonight? 6-woman tag match, as I said, that should have been Freebird rules for the titles.
Yes. I have a question.
Yeah.
So, apparently Rossy Ogawa and Julia were backstage at SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible, I know Rossy's trying to get his promotion started, is it possible that Julia gets involved here somehow?
I like that. Again, we hear rumors. I talked about it in episode 14 on the Supercard session episode. We talked about it. It's rumors that I don't actually believe, but I've seen crazier shit happen. It's literally 2024 in pro wrestling.
Yes.
A lot of things can happen. Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom. Again, Carlito's going to get involved in this somehow, yes. I feel like.
Carlito's going to be the deciding factor here.
Now, before I move on, let's backtrack again. Julia involved or Julia not involved? Regardless, do you see Bianca Belair, Jade, and Naomi winning? Because I don't see them losing. I don't see Jade losing.
Oh, that is a good question. I didn't think about that. I mean, you can be... I guess that's another reason why it's not for the titles. Because they don't want the Kabuki Warriors to lose the titles, but they also don't want Jade to lose.
Yeah, and I was thinking about my theory too. Is like, well, okay, when Bianca, Jade, and Naomi win, who holds the tag titles at that point? And also, does Naomi just have to keep settling for being a tag champion?
Yeah. And I will say, if they do lose, Naomi's taking the pin. Yeah. We all know that.
Out of the LWO Legado del Fantasma match, I definitely thinking Mysterio and Andrade win, but Carlito interferes, and that's a whole other thing.
I don't know. I honestly do not know.
Who knows? The real question here is, who's winning this fucking ladder match?
Okay, so the one I want, we've already said the one that I want to happen. The one I think is happening.
Yeah.
I think...
I mean, that's going to be the answer.
I got to remind myself who is in the match for SmackDown.
Can't forget Awesome Truth is in here.
I have a crazy theory.
Want versus need.
The need, or at least what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Awesome Truth take down the Raw titles. A-Town Down Under take down the SmackDown titles.
You think that's what is going to happen?
Because it's a face team and a heel team.
Okay. And then what you want to happen?
DIY and New Catch Republic.
That's fair. I was like, that sounds like a want to happen, but... Because if I was to predict who I think will win it, who I want to win it, of course, DIY. I want a scenario where DIY and New Catch Republic both take down the titles as well. But who I think is actually gonna win this match? Don't hate me here. Again, you have to go with experience. I think the New Day are gonna win the match. I think the New Day are taking the title. Yeah, I think the New Day are coming in to take the titles. I'm not joking.
I mean,
Not ironic.
I guess it would be cool. I mean, I don't have nothing against the New Day.
The
It's
Awesome
just-
Truth could be just as viable in my mind because, again, just how over of a tag team they can always be, how entertaining R-Truth could be. But it's with the New Day, the reason why I land on them, again, is just because out of all these teams, I know them as champions. I've seen how they are as tag champions.
That's very fair.
It's a shoe-in. Let's see. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso.
Okay, Tonga's getting involved, right?
No.
You don't think Tama Tonga showing up?
Nope, I'm not going to predict any involvement in this match at all. It's going to be a clean win by Jey Uso.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to believe that there's any sort of like tainting to this match. I don't like too that there's so it's starting to get too redundant now in so many matches, especially these important one-on-ones where the prediction is like, okay, so who's going to get involved? It doesn't always have to be that way.
I mean, part of me says it that way because WWE is all about the moment. And moments are normally like who shows up when, where, and how.
Yeah, the moment out of it is whenever Jay beats Jimmy and then they reunite afterwards. They give a good brother hug.
That could be a moment, yeah.
They brother down.
I don't know. I really like the idea of Jay staying a singles guy.
Yeah, me too. So, Sami Zayn beating Gunther for the Intercontinental title. That's the thing. I wouldn't be mad if Gunther retained. I could see it.
I could see either one, but my mind says Gunther needs a big match at Bash at Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
So either he gets hot-shotted straight to the world title status before then, or he keeps this title until then.
Yeah, I'm going with the first one. That's where my argument would have been headed. It's like, I see him losing the title. I see him, by that point, being in the World Heavyweight title picture. If not, hey, it's not my call, but I disagree. I feel like he should be.
That's fair.
I definitely feel like he should be facing Damian Priest for the world title at that juncture. Or he should be defending the world title by that point. He should be defending it.
Hell yeah.
He would look good with that World Heavyweight title.
He would, though.
So, I didn't even know that this match was on Saturday. I thought this was tomorrow. Rhea versus Becky.
Yeah,
tonight.
it is.
Hey, let's do it.
Because Io and Bailey are on night 2, so.
Yeah, again, they're like third from last, second to last. I don't know. But with this one, I've said my prediction for like a week.
Yeah.
For like a week. For like a month. For like 2 months. How long have season 2 even been? This road to WrestleMania was
It's
the
been
craziest season.
So crazy, guys. You don't understand.
I know there's only one other season to compare it to, but I would say season 2's been my favorite. It's been my favorite for sure.
We've definitely upped our game since then, I would say.
Yeah.
And some crazy stuff has happened. I still say I can also see it going either way. I think Becky is the blueprint for the women's division right now. And to put her back on top could be one way to go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Rhea continuing her momentum,
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, Becky's been putting in so much work this road to WrestleMania season. We talked about how many matches she worked, dark matches included.
Yeah.
I feel like she did all that for a reason, and she's been just trying to get as much out of these last few months as she can because she's going to go back on break doing her thing. We're going to see Rhea Tane.
Rhea Tane, let's go. I love that.
I've been predicting. I need Rhea Ripley to retain too, but it's WrestleMania. You never know.
Who do you feud with after that? You do the Liv feud or
Ivy Nile. Okay, I'm
Ivy
sorry.
Nile.
I'm sorry,
That's
guys.
fair.
Biased. I said I would let my biases go.
That's fair.
Okay. I like this question though because I kind of would be interested to think. You immediately go to Io Sky. No.
I
Jade
immediately went to
Cargill.
Liv Morgan. Well,
Yeah.
Jade's on SmackDown though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm cheating. Plus, WWE doesn't actually care about that shit. They don't actually care about the brand split.
They don't.
It's like they'll do it. They'll care about
Unless
it.
they do.
Yeah, and
Unless
then like
this is
3
a new
months.
era.
3 months after caring about it, we go straight back to all right.
That's
well,
fair.
again, they did the brand split a few years back, and they said we're going back to brand exclusive pay-per-views, and I thought that was awesome. It felt weird again having to wait for like a Raw pay-per-view, having to wait for a SmackDown pay-per-view, but it only lasted like 3 or 4 months before we said, all right, never mind, Great Balls of Fire. I think that was a Raw one. I still argue NXT needs to bring that one back. NXT Great Balls of Fire. There's
a lot of NXT stuff we could do. I'm just saying, guys.
All right, the actual main event is Saturday. Whether you like it or not, it's the main event, and it's definitely gonna see. I actually don't know. I can't make a solid decision now that I look at it.
I think Rock and Roman win, maybe by interference, maybe by something. I know. I hate that too.
Maybe my prediction. I don't know. I don't want to sound crazy, but I kind of had this gut feeling. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the final boss. What'd you call him? What was it in your promo? What did you call him? He was like the preliminary boss.
He's the tutorial boss.
That's what it was. That was hilarious. The tutorial boss. I feel like The Rock is gonna turn on Roman.
Right here, right now?
In this match tonight, in the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania 40, the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Hey, look, I'm looking for a job. They want to hire me. I could sell this pay-per-view.
You're hyping it up, guys. Knowing his schedule coming up, I still don't know, actually. Do you have him turn and then just, like, peace out until he finishes his next movie and then comes back and with Roman? Or
because I figured the match between him and Roman untitled up, because that match can happen without a title being on the line, and it'll be just fine. I feel like that match has to happen like, actually I'm gonna go even further than this summer, because I still think Roman Reigns is taking an extensive amount of time off. That match will probably happen next year. This time next year we'll be talking about
WrestleMania
41
Roman versus Rock. Okay, I see you.
I'm sad that that's the main event of WrestleMania.
It's very sad, but at the same time, I just wish, again, we
bring this card back up.
We talk a lot about women, getting their push, their dues. Like, give them one night. That's all we're asking for. Give them one night. Give the women one night, the men one night. It's fair. It sounds fair to me, at least. I don't know.
And looking at the Supercard card beforehand, we had looked at it because before we only had like 6 matches to go off of. The other 2 weren't announced yet at the time, but 4 out of the 6 matches were women's matches, and like really great women's matches. And again, I said it like the first episode we ever did about ROH just having a great women's division, my opinion, the best. But I wish that energy would carry over everywhere else, including AEW. AEW like has improved their women's division, right? But it still has not that same appeal to where you look at a pay-per-view card and you're like, holy shit.
The only time I get excited for a women's match in AEW is if it's a street fight or a multi-woman. Mm-hmm. Because they deliver in those. I don't know what it is about singles matches in AEW, but the women don't, 9 times out of 10, don't have the same fire. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I could sit there and have an argument with it, though, because Toni Storm is one of the most entertaining things on television.
She's very entertaining, but I've seen people say time and time again, it interferes with their matches. Her gimmick interferes with having good matches.
And before, it was the other way around, right? The complaint was that she was a great wrestler, but just wasn't that great of a character.
Yeah.
She fucking flipped the script on him. And her rivalry with Deonna Purrazzo was really great, too. It's just... Now that we're doing this thing with Thunder Rosa and
that's another thing.
Eileen,
Thunder Rosa, I get the appeal. I watch her matches and it feels like something's off.
Yeah.
Every time she wrestles, it feels like something's off. She's an indie darling, right? She competed on the indies. Mm-hmm. Should she not be able to wrestle faster? That's what I want. Everything she does looks so sluggish, and I don't know why.
And maybe it has something to do with the injury. She was out for so long.
Well, it was before that, too.
Fair enough, then.
I don't understand.
And again, I'm not even going to sit here and advocate for it. I don't hate her. She's just not my cup of tea. But
yeah, no, I give people dues where it's due. She's a former champion. She has a lot of fans. She puts in the work. There's just something about her in the ring that just does not click.
She's good at complaining. She is good at complaining.
That's fair.
I could talk about AEW all day, but
no, this is the WrestleMania pre-show.
Yeah, it literally is. It's like the kickoff show. I don't have anything else for Saturday, night one. I might have a nap planned in between now and then. Stand and deliver nap. I'll have to catch up on the results afterwards.
You do a nap during stand and deliver. I cannot do that, but
we'll see.
I'm the NXT guy, so
the plan after this here recording is over, the plan is I'm going to sit in editing again. It'll be the second time in the past 24 hours I'm doing that. And I'm going to probably put stand and deliver on while I'm doing that if I'm not done by that point. But
yeah, I gotta get home and watch stand and deliver. You know I love NXT, and hey, maybe Julia will show up there.
You have to watch the Hall of Fame at some point too.
I do.
You got to knock the Hall of Fame in. I got
a list of things. Hall of Fame, Bray Wyatt documentary.
You don't have to watch that before Sunday morning.
I don't have to, but I gotta watch it here soon, because otherwise people are gonna just keep telling me things from it. I'm gonna be like, I don't want to watch it at this point.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then I gotta watch. I'm going to watch Ricochet's speed match. I could care less about Bronson Reed.
Hey, that's your freedom and rights as a wrestling fan. Also, you'd be proud of me. Every other episode I did this week without you, I had at least one that's fair.
Exactly. We got to keep the brand going.
I know. What's funny, I think that's fair merch hasn't been put out, but we actually have merch out. I just have never gotten to promote it. I forgot about it. We have the Ring Genitals merch. We have like the season 2 logo merchandise. I have it all made up, and I just have never gotten to promote it.
We can sort of tease something. We got something coming, right?
We have. Oh, dude, I forget about the 5-star giveaway too. I keep forgetting about that because it's ongoing. But we have the 5-star giveaway. People can be leaving us 5-star reviews, Spotify and Apple.
Please, dude. It would help a lot. But what I was talking about was, I have a friend who is right now working on a possible actual logo for the show.
Yeah. I already like the first one you sent me. I was like, even if this is all we get, that's fucking dope. But
yeah, hopefully we have that for you guys to see, and it'll be amazing. That'll be what you see from now on.
I fucking love the idea of it. No teasers, no spoilers. I love it though.
Yeah.
Any closing statements before we stand and deliver this episode to the public?
I'm excited for this weekend. I'm excited for the Triple H era. I heard somewhere that it was also trademarked the Renaissance era, which kind of makes sense. It's like a revitalization of WWE in a sense.
Okay.
I don't like how pretentious Renaissance sounds, but
I like Renaissance.
Let's bring back Renee Paquette. Let's go.
She's booked. She's off limits.